Arrancamos el Es Esto la Fábrica del día de hoy, esta columna en donde intentamos de repensar y de redefinir, ahí va, todo este mambo que tiene que ver con la difusión de arte, con la industria de la música, grande, pequeña, chica, no importa, la difusión en sí, esta cosa que hace un montón de años, y no tanto, necesitaba de barcos, de aviones, transportando obras de un lado para el otro del Océano Atlántico, del Pacífico, del que se te ocurra. Bueno, aparecieron las redes sociales, apareció internet mucho antes, y bueno, toda esa distribución cambió y aparecieron un montón de artistas, o esos artistas siempre estuvieron ahí y nosotros pudimos acercarnos a ellos. Y bueno, en esta columna siempre nos nutrimos de diálogos con productores, con músicos, obviamente, con gente que participe en la creación de festivales y más. Y hoy llega el momento de hablar con Kuda. Él es guitarrista y líder de BADLANDS, esta banda que estamos escuchando. Recién escuchábamos Soldier y vamos a estar comunicándonos con él. Así que, Raúl, cuando quieras, mandale nomás, llamalo al amigo Kuda. Nada, un montón de cosas por saber. No es la primera vez que vamos a hablar con una banda de los Estados Unidos. Pero bueno, no sé dónde está él. Yo me imagino que anda por Texas, no sé, por el sur, me imagino así.
Hello.
Hey. Hello, Koda, how are you? Hello, hi.
Hey, I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Qué grande. Hello. Bueno, Raúl, arrancá nomás. Mandale mecha.
Kuda, thanks for your time and support.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, thank you guys for having us on.
Okay. We are going to start with some questions, okay? So please tell us your full name, where are you from, and how old are you, please?
Yeah, so Kuda Smith, at least that's the name I go by with Beyond the Badlands. Mm-hmm. Currently, I'm in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm 54.
54, okay. Kuda, I'm going to translate a little, okay?
Sure.
Okay. Bueno, le pregunté de dónde es, cuántos años tiene y su nombre completo. Bueno, dice que su nombre completo es Kuda Smith, es como sale en el proyecto Badlands. Y me dijo que tiene 54 años y que está en Missouri. Así que es la primera vez que nos contactamos con Missouri. Vamos a ver qué tiene para decirnos Kuda. And Kuda, can you tell us which was your first instrument?
Yeah, first instrument was guitar. My uncle got a guitar for me when I was, I don't know, maybe 14 years old.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I broke a lot of strings playing air guitar back in those days.
Of course. Bueno, le pregunté cuál fue su primer instrumento. Me dijo que a los 14 años más o menos su tío le regaló una guitarra y bueno, que rompió un montón de cuerdas, comentaba, así haciéndose el guitarrista o tocando air guitar. And can you tell us, Kuda, if there are any places to study music for free in your region in Missouri?
You know, so yeah, if you want to learn how to play guitar anywhere in the world, YouTube is your best friend.
Oh, okay.
So I grew up playing with friends. Had the privilege of living in an area where there were a lot of musicians. I know the first experience I had with a band. I was pretty young back then, and a buddy of mine had a basement band and went in and they played a song off Def Leppard's first album called Wasted, and it just blew my mind. Wow. So yeah, started learning guitar from them guys. I think my first song was probably Fly By Night by Rush. Wow. That I learned. But yeah, I've never took any lessons or anything like that. Just learned from friends. Okay. And then started playing by ear.
And it's common in your region to start playing with friends. Or you have a neighbor where you go and you play with him. How does affects you? See, how does it works? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, in my case, like I said, I was privileged enough to be able to play with neighborhood friends that played music, and that's kind of where it all started for me. I guess everybody has their own story, but yeah, that's mine.
Wow, nice. Bueno, le pregunté cómo empezó a tocar la guitarra, y si hay lugares gratis para estudiar, y me dijo, bueno, que no necesariamente, que en este momento, dijo, el mejor lugar para estudiar guitarra es YouTube, pero él tuvo la oportunidad de tocar mucho con amigos, o sea, con gente de su zona que iban, se cruzaban, alguno tenía una guitarra y empezaban a tocar. Dice que la primera canción que aprendió a tocar fue una canción de Rush, y que aparte tenía un amigo que tenía una banda de sótano, digamos, y bueno, que la primera vez que tocaron, que él tocó con un grupo, fue la canción de Def Leppard, Wasted. Así que tiene una cultura musical, me parece, Kuda, bastante grande.
Vale.
Can you tell us how was the first time you play in public?
Yeah, so I was 18 years old, joined the military right out of high school, and I joined a band while I was stationed in Japan called Felony. And yeah, we played all over Misawa, Japan. That was mid 80s, 86, I guess.
Wow. Wow. Bueno, le pregunté cómo fue la primera vez que tocó en vivo, y me dice, bueno, que a los 18 años él se hizo militar, se juntó con la Army, y que estaban en Japón en el año más o menos en 1986, y que tocaron por todo Misawa en Japón con una banda que armaron con la gente de los militares que los estaban acompañando. And can you explain a little for us? I live in Barcelona, Manu lives in Argentina, to the people of South America and part of Europe, how is to play in a military band? Playing with people from the military.
I think it's probably like playing in any band. Everybody has that common interest of music, and music has its own language. So when you connect with the right people and you just get that vibe going, it's just right. It just feels right, and for me, it's always been a fantastic experience playing with people all over the world.
Wow, nice to hear that. Bueno, le pregunté un poco que nos cuente la experiencia de tocar con gente, con militares, y cómo se reúnen. Dice, no, dice que probablemente es como tocar en cualquier otra banda, que cuando sentís conexión con alguna persona, bueno, te quedas con esa persona y empiezan a salir los temas. And when you join your friends in military positions and that kind of stuff, you thought about your home? Or you play like you were in Japan, so we have to play here, or you remember a lot home?
It's wherever you are in the world. Like I said, it's kind of got its own language. Music does, and so everybody has that commonality. And I know, for instance, when we were in Japan, we would play bands from that era. That I think reminded a lot of people from about being home. Okay. And then of course the Japanese that we performed for, they loved the music we played, and so yeah, it's I don't think it's any different than being in any band, just a basement band from any small town in America or around the world. Okay. You just start playing and it becomes about the music.
Of course. Sí. Bueno, le pregunté cómo era todo esto de estar tocando con amigos, y me contestó lo mismo, que es como tocar en cualquier parte del mundo. Dice que en el 86 ellos, cuando estaban en Japón, hacían muchos covers de las bandas conocidas de ese momento, bueno, y que se vinieron mucho por eso, y a los japoneses les gustó. Así que, Manu, ¿tenés una pregunta?
No, me gustaría preguntarle qué siente él como norteamericano, que me imagino que ha viajado un montón por el mundo, ver que la música que él toca es tan conocida en el mundo.
Muy buena pregunta. Manu from Argentina have a question, Kuda, that how do you feel when you feel that American music is known all around the world? How do you feel about that?
Oh, I think it's awesome. And it doesn't matter what genre or where it's was created. Whether it's, in Europe, Argentina, Spain, wherever, music speaks to people, and, it's got its own language, and people can connect with it. So it doesn't matter where you're from. You know, it just, I happen to be from the US, and yeah, great US bands around, but other bands all around the world.
Okay, okay. No, bueno, Manu le preguntó acerca de cómo se sentía, ¿no? De que sean tan conocidas las bandas, y dice que no, o sea, él se siente muy bien por ser norteamericano y por tener grandes bandas en Norteamérica, que son conocidas por todo el mundo, pero también dice que hay bandas de todos lados, de Argentina, de Europa también, que son muy, muy, muy buenas, pero bueno, él toca eso, y lo que le encanta es cómo une la música a la gente, que uno toca y se une, se quedan escuchando, y la percepción de la música une a la gente. And can you tell us how did Beyond the Badlands project begin?
Sure, yeah. So I had just got stationed in Germany back in 2019, and kind of had a clean slate. I wasn't involved in any kind of band at the time, and I had some original ideas I'd been working with, and so, you know, I started reaching out to old friends around the world that I'd played with, and new friends. You know, I had a certain vocal sound that I had in mind, and I'd heard a recording from Rudiger out of LA. So I reached out to him, and you know, we started talking, and next thing I know, we were laying down the Black Hills song. That was the first song that we released, and yeah, that's where it started. So, you know, we recorded and collaborated everything over the internet. I know during those days I was deploying quite a bit, so I didn't have time to be, you know, focused on, you know, playing in a band or touring or anything like that. But you know, I did have time for, you know, doing some recording on, you know, in my own studio on my own agenda. And so, yeah, we started out with the Black Hills, and it just grew from there. So yeah.
Okay. Le pregunté, bueno, cómo fue que comenzó el proyecto de Beyond the Badlands, y me dijo que en el 2019 él estaba en Alemania, y bueno, tenía un poco de tiempo y tenía muchas ideas originales en su cabeza como para tocar, y empezó a contactarse con gente, bueno, de alrededor de todo el mundo, y tenía una voz en la cabeza específica, bueno, que se contactó con una persona de LA, de Los Ángeles, y bueno, y empezaron con el proyecto, y el Black Hills fue la primera canción que hicieron, así que bueno, estuvo. And how did you manage to record it? You record on your computer, like alone, or how do you manage that?
Yeah. So I recorded everything on my computer, in my home studio, and you know, everybody does the same thing. So I'll record the basics for the song, and then I'll send it to those friends I'm collaborating with, just the audio tracks. You know, we'll lay down the you know, the beats per minute, so the everybody's in sync. We'll tie in some vocals. Next would be the drums, and then we throw in some Hammond organ for my buddy out of Kansas City, Bart Colliver. Of course, bass. Harley Dugan, he's out of LA. He'll lay his tracks. And then once we get it back, Rudiger and I will sit down and kind of dissect the song and see what it needs. But yeah, everybody has their own influence whenever they record it, and you know, their specific tracks. And yeah, it just, the magic happens.
Okay. Bueno, le pregunté un poco el sistema de cómo funcionaba el tema de las grabaciones y todo, y me dijo sí que se estaban empezando a mandar ida y vuelta con home studios y computadoras, todas cosas muy caseras, y bueno, y fueron agregando cosas a partir de bases. Se contactó con gente, por ejemplo, de Kansas para hacer una parte de los órganos Hammond, y así fueron yendo hasta que terminaron un disco. Bueno, que you released the Black Hills album. Can you tell us something about the creation process of the album, like the lyrics? Where do you get the lyrics, and what the lyrics talk about?
Sure, yeah. So the Black Hills album, most of the music that I write are just from my personal experiences. I love to ride motorcycles, so a lot of my experiences on the open road, you know, evolved through through those songs. Of course, my military experiences, and other life experiences that other people can relate to. It wasn't a specific format. I just had some ideas, started recording it, and it just grew. And it sounds pretty unique. But I remember I was in Kansas City recording one time with a band, and Richie Sambora from Bon Jovi flew in and was laying some tracks for one of their new songs. And so, they just recorded tracks and sent it off to the producer to put everything together. So, I think every major band has the same principle when they come to record. Most people aren't in the same room necessarily. Everybody's got their own schedule. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Black Hills album just kind of evolved and happened naturally.
Okay. Bueno, le pregunté un poco cómo fue todo el proceso creativo y las letras, de qué hablaban. Y bueno, cuenta que las letras hablan sobre muchas experiencias personales de él. A él le gusta mucho andar en moto, así que es sobre cosas del camino de andar en moto, experiencias personales y también un poco de la vida militar que lleva. Dice que se vio muy influenciado, por ejemplo, porque tuvo la experiencia de estar en un estudio en Kansas mientras que estaba Richie Sambora. Y que también dice que el proceso fue similar porque la gente no necesariamente estaba en el estudio también, que se iban conectando, cada uno tiene su agenda, iban armando todo como se podía, que es algo bastante común. And, can you tell us, Kuda, which does refer beyond the Badlands? What does it mean?
Yeah, so I remember probably in 2017, I'd rode out to Sturgis in South Dakota, and my wife and I had stopped at the Badlands National Park and, watched the sunset. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. It kind of stuck with me, I think. And so when I was trying to come up with the name for this project, I remembered that. And, the whole idea of Beyond the Badlands is, no matter what you're going through, there's positive things beyond those things. And so, if you're able to see beyond the here and now and the difficulties you're going through, and get beyond all that, it just kind of ties in with the whole project. The Beyond the Badlands, if you listen to the songs, most of them are about hope. People deal with their own demons, and it's getting past that. So Beyond the Badlands, just seemed like a natural fit.
Wow. Bueno, le pregunté Beyond the Badlands qué significaba, a qué se refería con eso, y bueno, me dijo que en el 2017, en un viaje que estaba haciendo con la esposa, pasaron por un parque nacional que se llama The Badlands en el sur de Dakota, y bueno, que justamente él cuando estaba buscando un nombre para el proyecto se acordó mucho de eso, y que las letras más que nada hablan de hope, de esperanza, y de encontrarle las cosas positivas a las cosas malas, o sea que no importa las cosas feas o malas que pasan, que estén sucediendo, encontrar las cosas positivas y bueno, traspasarlo y tener esperanza en que todo va a mejorar. Kuda, can you tell us something about your influences?
Sure. So where do you start, right? So yeah, back in the 80s, I cut my teeth on the hard rock scene, the Zeppelin, Guns N' Roses. I mean, there's so many, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden. And then later on in life, kind of moved into the Southern rock scene, Skynyrd, Allman Brothers, and then it started getting interest in blues, Joe Bonamassa. Recent act that I found was the Cold Stairs. Actually was able to meet them while I was in Germany, and in fact, I think they're touring right now in Europe. But yeah, I mean my personal influences range anywhere from Chris Stapleton to Charlie Daniels to Shinedown, and you know, music doesn't have a specific tie to one genre. And I know for us, it's for me personally, it's be who you are, you know.
Wow.
And that's what our music reflects. You know, I've had people, curators say, hey, you sound too American or whatever. And I'm like, you know, it's who we are. And so, you know, so no matter, you know, to your listeners, if you play music, be true to yourself, you know, because in the end, that's the only thing that matters, and people will connect with it.
Of course, Music Connect. Le pregunté, bueno, un poco de las influencias y dijo que, bueno, en los 80 estaba súper conectado con toda la escena del hard rock, Guns N' Roses, Led Zeppelin, Judas Priest, y que después un poquito más adelante empezó a conectar también con lo que es el rock sureño, con bueno, Allman Brothers, ese tipo de cosas, Lynyrd Skynyrd, y después, bueno, un poquito más adelante también fue progresando quizás con el instrumento, por eso quizás empezó a escuchar Joe Bonamassa, me parece que ahí pasó a un super guitarrista,
Sí.
Y bueno, y que después, bueno, tuvo es como que lo que me parece, Manu, que estoy escuchando, que tiene mucho contacto con bandas también, con grupos de música,
Sí.
y un montón de amigos músicos. Sí, Manu, decime.
A mí me gustaría que, digamos, primero que le cuentes que soy un fanático del sonido ese. Me fascina. Invierto muchas horas de mi vida tratando de sonar así. As a guitarrist. No, me gustaría preguntarle si sabe de música o si sabe lo que toca o lo toca. Si sabe de escalas, de progresiones armónicas o simplemente toca.
Kuda, Manu wants to know where does your music came from? Do you have something theoretical, or you play only what you love, what you like, and that's it?
Yeah, so for me, it's music inspires me, right? It's my release. You know, no matter what I happen to be going through at the time, music's kind of my go-to. So I don't have a specific formula when I write a song. You know, I'll have an idea in my head. Maybe it's a rhythm, and so I've woken up in the middle of the night with an idea, and so I would get up and just kind of quickly record the idea, mumble it in my phone, if that makes sense. And then later on, I would go in the studio and sit down and try to recreate that vibe, that feel that I had. And, you know, so that's one way. Another way is, you know, maybe I have lyrics, you know, going on in my head, and then it's trying to figure out the music vibe that goes with it. So for me, it's not a specific formula. It's you know, music just happens.
Wow.
So, and I think that happens with a lot of people around the world who are musicians.
Bueno, Manu le preguntó de dónde sale, de si tiene alguna cosa teórica o algo, y dice que no, directamente que la música es algo que para él es inspirador y que directamente le sale, que no tiene ninguna fórmula. Dice que hay veces que se levanta a la noche con una idea en la cabeza.
¿Pero él sabe de esos?
No, dijo que no tuvo educación musical. Al comienzo, ¿te acordás que le pregunté por las cosas y dice que no, o sea, específicamente no? Toca. Me parece que es alguien que ama la música y toca. Se levanta con ideas de riffs o de cosas rítmicas en la cabeza y bueno, se lo graba en cualquier lado y después lo intenta recrear en el estudio, y así es como va tomando forma las canciones. Sí.
No, preguntarle por qué guitarra tiene y si tiene varias, cuál es la preferida.
Sí. Kuda, Manu wants to know, Manu is a guitar player too, and Manu wants to know which is your guitar. You have a Ibanez, Gibson, which guitar do you have?
Yep. So I've actually got several. A lot of the recordings for the Black Hills album, I use a Jeff Beck signature Strat, but I've also got a Nighthawk, Gibson Nighthawk that I use quite a bit. Joe Perry signature Les Paul. I've got an Ibanez, an old Kramer. Yeah, I use various guitars. It just depends on the feel of the song. And a lot of times I'll go through and when I'm recording solos, I'll use maybe a Les Paul for one of the solos, and then I'll harmonize it with the Strat or, you know, a different guitar, you know, just something to, you know, to get that sound that I'm looking for. So yeah, I've got several guitars, pretty fortunate, but I'm not tied to just one instrument.
But do you have one that you prefer?
You know, it'd have to be my Strat.
Okay.
It just feels so natural. I used to travel quite a bit, and I'd always bring my Strat with me. So, you know, it's I guess that guitar and myself just kind of became one over the years. It's the most comfortable, but like I said, you know, I love all my guitars, but yeah, the Strat is probably my go-to.
Perfecto. Bueno, le preguntamos por las guitarras que tiene. Tiene un montón de guitarras, tiene GPX, tiene Nighthawk, tiene Les Paul,
Unas
tiene
Kramer,
Kramer,
¿no?
tiene Kramer, Ibanez.
Bro, obviamente Gibson, Fender.
Gibson Fender dice, bueno, que
Bueno.
para solear usa más que nada Gibson Les Paul, pero le insistimos un poco y le preguntamos por cuál era la preferida y dijo que era una Strat que la llevó bastante tiempo al lado, fue su compañera de viaje. Sí. ¿Alguna pregunta más? ¿Tenemos?
Me gustaría,
Sí.
me gustaría preguntarle si nos puede contar de algún show que haya visto, algún show que lo haya marcado en su vida, puede ser una animalada lo que nos puede llegar a decir este muchacho, por eso. Algún show que lo haya marcado en su vida. Viejo, que tiene que ser viejo, eso sí, preguntar, tiene que ser antiguo.
Kuda, Manu wants to know if you have any show that really you like, a live show that you've been that you love.
So live show, are you talking beyond the Badlands or other artists?
Other artists that influences.
Oh yeah, yeah. So, I don't know that I've ever been to a bad show.
Wow.
I've seen Shinedown a few times. Sammy Hagar puts on a great show. The Cold Stairs, like I said, I was able to see them in Germany. And wow, phenomenal. They were actually a two-piece band, but you would never know it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know bad concert. I mean, music is just awesome. So,
but you have you been in the 80s or in the 90s in some show, some really big show?
Yeah. So, yeah. So Sam Hagar, he was actually here in St. Louis back in, I think that was 82, maybe.
Wow.
That was a great show. They, you know, you have things that stand out when you go see a concert. And one of the things about that show is they had an old Trans Am on stage. And Sammy Hagar got up on the Trans Am, you know, and started playing Bad Motor Scooter. And in fact, they recorded that concert. So you can find that show on YouTube. Sammy Hagar's St. Louis. Like I said, I think it was 82. Judas Priest, I remember them back in the mid 80s. Yeah, there's great experiences.
Wow. Bueno, le preguntamos por los shows, nos dijo que, bueno, vio a Shinedown, vio a Sammy Hagar, Cold Stairs, bueno, Judas Priest también en los 80 dijo que lo impactó bastante y dijo que tuvo la oportunidad de ver a Sammy Hagar en el 82, bueno, que en el que lo pueden buscar también en YouTube, que en el show tenían un Trans AM, un auto, una locura, son cosas de show que lo impactó también bastante. Kuda, I have the opportunity to watch Shinedown live. It's incredible band. I really like Shinedown.
Definitely.
The voice is incredible. The guy shouts whatever he wants. It's incredible.
Yeah, I love it. I remember. So I've seen Shinedown a few times. In fact, I'm heading to Biloxi in September with a good friend of mine down there. We're gonna go down there and see Shinedown. But yeah, I remember one time I seen Shinedown at Sturgis motorcycle rally, and
wow,
there at Sturgis, you pull your motorcycles up to the stage, right, and then throughout the whole audience, you know, people pull their Harley Davidsons up. Well, whatever motorcycle you prefer. But, you know, and in between songs, people would start their bikes, and that whole, it was an outdoor arena. That whole area would just rumble with the sounds of motorcycles in between. So that, along with the cheering and everything, that was an awesome experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bueno, nos cuenta que tuvo la oportunidad de ver a Shinedown. Lo voy a ir a ver en septiembre de vuelta, pero también que lo vio en un show de exhibición de motos o una reunión así de motos. Y dice que estaba el escenario y la gente, en vez de estar parada en el público, estaban en sus motos y se iban acercando al escenario. Y que entre canción y canción dice que todos prendían, en vez de aplaudir, prendían la moto. Y con el sonido de la moto, como que lo aplaudían, lo festejaban los temas a Shinedown. Qué increíble. Kuda, can you tell us what do you think about social medias and streaming services?
Yeah, so for us, social media has been a great avenue. I think for any new musician going out, you can record your music and get it out there for people to listen to. You know, you have YouTube and Spotify and all the different platforms. You know, and so it's just another avenue for people to connect with your music worldwide. You know, the problem with social media is there's so much out there. You know, it's easy to be overlooked. So, but I think it's a good thing. You know, I think, you know, with the way record labels and all that, you know, over the past 20 years have evolved, everything's gone to social media. So musicians need to find another avenue to promote themselves. And, you know, social media works great for that.
Ok. Le pregunté qué pensaba sobre los servicios de streaming y la social media. Dice que sí, que es un camino nuevo, digamos, en donde las bandas nuevas también tienen una manera de promocionarse y de hacerse conocidas mucho mejor que hace unos años. Y dice que sí que le gusta, que participa bastante y que es otro camino para conectar con la gente. And Kuda, just for we are going to close the interview. Can you tell us something about the future plans of Beyond the Badlands?
Sure. Yeah. So I'm in the middle of moving back to the States. You know, most of my equipment is currently in the middle of being shipped from overseas. So for me right now, you know, I'm taking some downtime, trying to set up, you know, a place to live for my family and all that. I do have a couple guitars that I have with me, and so I'm still working on ideas. But so for the rest of the year, I think you know, we're going to continue working on the second album.
Wow.
And logistically, we'll see what happens in 2023. You know, that the thing about our project, you know, the Beyond the Badlands, is, you know, everybody has their own thing that they do. I know, like Rudiger, he's doing a lot of recording in LA. Him and Harley both. You know, who recorded a lot of the drums for the tracks. He's on tour right now with Daniel Nicole. So, you know, it's timing wise, it's a good time to kind of step back and, you know, write some more music. I try to build a following, and then, you know, in 2023, hopefully we'll be coming to Spain or something, right? Okay. If you got connections with Shinedown and they need an act, let me know.
No, bueno, maybe we can see you live. I think that you can go maybe to Brazil, and Manu is going to meet you in Brazil.
Oh, I'd love to.
Okay.
Wow. I get a lot of feedback from South America. Absolutely.
Because there are a lot of musicians that really likes rock in Latin America, so we like that kind of music. Le pregunté un poco, bueno, cuáles eran los futuros planes de la banda con el proyecto de BADLANDS, y me dijo que bueno, que es un momento en donde él está volviendo, está en Alemania y que está volviendo a Estados Unidos y va a buscar un poco su lugar en donde vivir, en donde estar con su familia, reconectarse con su gente, y dice que ya tiene un montón de ideas para un segundo año, para un segundo disco, así que este año va a ser más se va a situar más en términos de logística, familia y seguir haciendo bosquejos de las canciones para el segundo álbum, y quizás en el 2023 ya vuelven a tocar y a terminar el segundo álbum. Manu.
A mí me gustaría preguntarle, Kuda, what is the best place in the world to ride a Harley Davidson?
Oh, all right. So I've ridden all over Europe. You know, I've ridden all over, you know, several different countries in Europe. And I just got back from about 10 days on the road. We were here in the U.S. checking out some of the southern states, Tennessee, Kentucky, North Carolina, Alabama, and all that. So we actually just got back yesterday. The Black Hills, obviously, that's a great place to ride. I mean, I don't know of a bad place to ride. you know
Okay.
Being on the open road, it's great. We call it wind therapy. So, you know.
Ok, thank you for that. Manu le preguntó cuál es el mejor lugar para manejar una Harley Davidson y dijo, bueno, que estuvo dando vueltas por Europa, dice que hay muchos lugares en Estados Unidos, el sur, Kansas, Alabama, y que en realidad nos repreguntó porque nos dijo cuál es un lugar feo para andar en moto, y se rió como diciendo, no hay lugares feos, que ellos lo toman como una terapia.
Bien.
Sí, la repregunta muy bien. Y es para él es más que nada una terapia.
No, y después quería preguntarle que nosotros somos muy conocedores de su música. Si nos permite recomendarle una banda, me gustaría recomendarle Riff que sea rock. Si le podemos mandar el link por mail, si no le molestaría.
Kuda, we really like southern music and that and rock from American rock. And can we send you a link with Argentine bands?
Absolutely.
One disc.
Okay. We're going to show you some. Now, Manu wants to show you Riff. It's an Argentine, really 80s band that maybe you like it.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
Okay.
I'm sure I will.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I look forward to it.
Okay, we are going to send it. Kuda, we are going to close the interview. We are going to play Rock Hard. Can you tell us, just to close the interview, can you explain the lyrics of that song, Rock Hard?
Yeah, so Rock Hard, it's, you know, the song starts out, took a ride down 95, heading out to Vegas, leave it all behind, you know. I was in Vegas for about 4 years, and there's a highway 95, Interstate 95, and so I got a lot of hours on that highway going back and forth to work, and so that's kind of where it started, and then it evolved, you know, into different aspects of riding, and yeah, it's if you're into motorcycles or whether you are or not, I think people can connect with it because you know. Crossroads up ahead, you know, make a change or wind up dead.
Wow.
You know, it's something that most everybody can relate to in different aspects of their life. So, yeah, but that song, you know, it's as the title is, it's rock hard. It's balls to the wall, you know, enjoying life.
Nice. Thanks for your time and support, Kuda. We keep in touch, okay?
All right. Hey, thanks a lot, you guys.
Okay, thank you. See ya.
Short, ain't got time to be slowing down. No.